Wow, I have an audience. Wow, I have an audience. Honestly, guys, check this out, alright? Alright, like I have this blessing or this curse. I don't know. It's a matter of perspective. Sometimes I go back and forth. Am I blessed? Am I cursed? Anyway, my imagination is an extreme thing. It can go many different places. All right, so Thread's imagination can go places, right? But you could say, all right, Thread is he either blessed or cursed. But what's that got to do with what what is what makes life difficult or challenging for boys and men? I don't know. I just haven't met too many little girls or grown ass women with like an imagination. They just seem to go with the flow. The flow. Dang, that sounds like a woman's name. The flow. Are there any MGTOW channels out there where like some hot babe, and her name is Flo, and like she's the flow? No, the way I see it, if you're a dude, if you have like balls and a penis, you know what I'm saying? You're a guy, you're a man, you're a boy. You might just be a boy. Someday your balls and penis will have hair on it and stuff like that. Hey, look, dude, I speak from experience. Life is not easy. You were born with certain blessings. They're not accepted. They're not appreciated. You're not going to get some kind of worldwide acceptance. In a roundabout way, you sort of do, though. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I'll try. All right. So, like, try to put yourself in the shoes of a girl, right? Okay. I know you're a guy, and it's like really hard to do. I think one word that I'm coming up with right now is handicap. It's like there's this duality between the words handicap and blessing. If you're a girl, your blessing is that like you can do this one thing. There's just like one thing that men cannot do, but you're blessed with this one thing that men cannot do. I'm like you have it's physical, it's biological. There's just one thing that women can do, and they're born with it. They don't have to work for it. They're just like it's like they've been blessed with this thing. And it's really, really difficult for a man to even, relate to or even understand. But if a man can like separate himself from his life and just look at women, I don't know. I don't know. Most guys, like you guys, probably can like imagine like snakes or tarantulas or dogs or cats. Like like as soon as you think of these little animals, you can understand certain things about them, but you can't relate to them, right? Like they're lower life forms. As much as you appreciate them and enjoy them and everything, they're still just like, okay, that cat, that female cat over there, it doesn't even occur to you how far and distant that female cat is from a grown ass and adult human being. All right, so I hope that like sets the stage for your perspective on looking at women. But if you were born with testicles and a flaccid penis that at certain points in your life will become erect and you'll be horny and ready to ejaculate, you're still, I mean, women can do something that you cannot fucking do. I don't care how big you are, how tall you are, how smart you are, how strong you are, if you're an astronaut or a fucking Chad or Tyrone, or if you're just like some cubicle worker, or if you dig ditches for a living, or you sweep, or what the fuck ever. Women, there's just one thing they can do that you can't do. They're born with it. And it's hard to relate to that, isn't it? As a man, you don't have a uterus, dudes. You don't have fallopian tubes. You don't have ovaries. You don't have a clitoris. You don't have labia. The closest thing that you have physically, biochemistry, to a woman is like she has a bladder, you have a bladder, you have a urethra, she has one too. We can pee. We, women can like hold themselves open and create a stream. We don't even have to work at it. Our streams just come naturally. They like spray shit. They actually have to make an effort to create like a clean, straight stream. They can't pee very far. It's biochemistry is, there's no judgment here. My daughter was born with female parts. My ex-wife was born with female parts. Just try to argue with me. Try to build up and accumulate some sort of argument against thread on this one. I triple dog dare you. Female has ovaries, fallopian tubes, a uterus, a vagina, a G-spot, a clitoris, estrogen. You know what else? Your boobs, big boobs are a big thing. Like men are born with nipples, and that's kind of weird. Like why are men born with nipples? I don't really know. I know why men have belly buttons. You know, because we had to have an umbilical cord. You know, all just like all girls and all little baby boys, we all had to be like nurtured, and our bodies had developed through an umbilical cord in the placenta, which occurs naturally inside the uterus. Men can't do that. Look, I'm sorry, dudes, but you will never, ever, ever develop a placenta inside of your body. Not going to happen. All right, so I'm sitting here describing what sorts of things happen for women that they are just like it's accepted that girls and women have these things that they're born with. We need to I need you guys to tell me what sort of things that men have that women will never have, because it seems like to me today in this society that not only do women want to be born with these reproductive systems that they're born with, but they also want to have our shit too. I don't know a grown ass man that wants to have a uterus. I don't know a grown ass man that wants to have fallopian tubes. I do not know a grown ass man that like seriously wants to have ovaries. But for some reason, and I don't quite understand it, why women want to be men. I think there's a lot of evidence out there that shows that women want to be men. They want to have like authority and physical power and whatnot. And a lot of them actually obtain this shit. They have it all. They're born with like stuff men can't have. And over the course of their life, they can obtain a lot of shit that men can't have. I don't know. I don't know what to call this. Injustice, lack of fairness, if there is such a thing. If fairness is a thing, then obviously the lack of fairness is a thing. Anyway, I don't want to go down that road. Reality check is what I think men need. Just like clear understanding of reality. I don't know any other way to put it. There's not it's not like an easy thing though, like a clear understanding of reality. Sounds simple, sounds good, but it isn't. It fucking if it it takes a lot of different factors. You have to have an imagination. You have to keep an open mind. You have to remain teachable, as if you're a child. You can't be indoctrinated into some ideology and like solidified. Like your brain can no longer develop new creative thoughts. If you get indoctrinated into an ideology, then you're sort of just programmed like a computer that's reached its limit of software. No more software can be downloaded. It's just like, you know, no more new shit. No more imagination. No more creativity. We've like filled up your database with what we want you to contain. All right, so I don't know if you can, like kind of understand the female perspective, but, it's not entirely her fault, the little girl, that she was born female and not a man. And it doesn't take her long to understand that she has this power that men just do not have. And so there's this thing that she was just born with. Men weren't born with it. Little boys weren't born with the knowledge and the know-how or the biology or the biochemistry to produce the egg. And there's just so many little boys and so many men that can all do the same thing that they do. We do something totally different, right? We have testicles. We have a penis. We produce sperm. We don't produce eggs. And there's this codependency that's required for, like, the future of mankind. And if you want to boil down things, philosophies and ideologies and religions and science and whatever the fuck you want to, wherever you want to take this, what it boils down to is that just like any species of fish or bears or cats or dogs, they all require this duality, this male versus female, or this togetherness of male and female. If there's going to be a future of mosquitoes, you have to have the blood-sucking female and the meaningless sperm-donating male mosquito. But really, though, if you get rid of all the male mosquitoes, can the female reproduce? No. If you get rid of all the female mosquitoes, can the male mosquito reproduce? No. Alright, so there's just so much that depends on the weather. There's so much that depends on what available nutrients and food is available. There's a lot more going on here in reality than we usually think about. And, I know I've been emphasizing things that women are born with that men are not. It's not like we can just achieve our destiny as men and boys with what we're born in. We actually have to, like, develop this shit. Otherwise, we're just sperm donators. That's not really hard to do if you're a man and you're physically and biochemically attracted to the female form. It's natural, right? Like, I can't imagine how many females I could have or still can impregnate. But there's something else going on, right? Like, there's a certain understanding that the human animal has that's not quite articulated within the English language. I only know English. I know a little bit of French, a little bit of Spanish, and some Latin, and so forth and whatnot. But MGTOW Thread's thoughts are primarily done in English. And American English has a lot of foreign words mixed in, and it's very complicated. All right, I'm trying to lose people that need to be lost, I guess. So the relationship between men and women is not necessarily just for reproduction, but and reproduction as in like the perpetuation of the species, but a man, a boy that becomes a man, wants to have more purpose and more meaning than just reproduction. Because it's not hard for any man that doesn't have some kind of like, I don't know. I don't even know how many diseases there are that prevents a boy or a man from producing sperm. It's just like fucking comes natural, right? That's something we're born with. It's like many boys and men ejaculate and produce sperm. It just it's like something almost we can't control, and then that becomes our new purpose, controlling our ejaculations. Where do we put all this sperm and semen? And then a woman, I mean, she can't stop from having her period. It's like she really has no fucking control. Like, I mean, a man can at least, we're born with like the possibility that we don't have to jerk off. We don't ever have to we don't ever have to ejaculate ever if there was some reason not to. But a female a female's uterus, the lining of it is going to replace itself on average once a month. And it's weird how it coincides with the seasons of the earth and whatnot, but I don't know, maybe some women have 11 or 13 menstrual cycles a year. I don't think there's a lot of stats out on there on that. But if there were stats on that out there, that I'd like to see them. I mean, it's exactly 12 for every woman every year that they have 12 menstrual cycles, because that could open up a lot of shit. It could open up people's eyes that the earth and the human are like somehow magically only possible here. I mean, that could be true. In the universe, like there might be some biochemistry, physical thing that only happens here on Earth. I don't know. I don't think anybody's done the math on that shit. But it occurs to me that there's a lot of things that no one's done the math on. At least here on Earth. There may be aliens out there in some other galaxy, and they've like, you know what, you Earthlings are fucking slow as fuck. Do the fucking math. Anyway. Alright, so little girls, women, they have these things in their lives that they're not in control of. The uteral lining is going to replace itself on average once a month. They have their menstrual cycles. Men do not have anything even relatable to menstrual cycles. We can understand them, sort of. I mean, we're kind of stupid and silly when we like stay away from anything that bleeds once a month and doesn't die. I mean, that's just like so childish for a man. But we do it anyway. Yeah, so there's this like inherent childishness about men, right? And for the most part, staying staying childish or not putting away your childish ways is not admirable for a man to do. I mean, at some point, I don't care if you're 45 or 55 or 65. At some point, look, dude, you got balls and a penis. It's time to grow up, be an adult, and so forth and whatnot. You know, socially acceptable for men to become men, for men to be adults. On the other hand, on the other side of the table, it's completely sociably acceptable for women to go from birth till the point they become 98 and die as a child with absolutely no responsibility. I mean, is it her fault that she bled from the time she was 11 until the time she was 45 once a month? No, she had no control over that. So she's allowed to stay childish and never put her childish ways behind her until the day she dies as an old woman, and dying from the fact that she's human and everyone must die. She may have lived to be 103, but her behavior was never expected to be adult-like by society, save for the fact that she was not a man. She was a woman, and excuses were made. That's the thing. We make excuses for the female. You can go back to my argument right from the very beginning that there are these things that women have to go through that they're not responsible for, that men do not have to go through. We don't have to worry about fucking buying tampons. We do not have to worry about buying feminine products. That's a choice we make. And I suggest if you're a man, do not buy feminine products for women. I don't care if they fucking bleed all over the place. I don't give a fuck. They certainly do not care about me. I'm such an ass. Whoa, holy shit, Trav was here. I was just fucking talking to myself, basically. Making sure I'm not completely insane. I wonder how long ago Trav said, "What's up?" My brother from Ohio. Three you guys out there, or probably one of them is me. Two dudes. Nothing to say. Oh, Trav is here. Cool. What's up, bro? Yeah, sometimes my thoughts and ideas and shit just flow right out onto YouTube. I'm not sure why that is. It's probably because of alcohol. But I think I ramble from a position of like manliness. like fucking good looking, balls to the wall, hairy balls to the wall, manliness, creativeness, strength and power, and lack of authority. Lack of authority taken from me at the point of a gun. Just like a woman's, just like a woman's menstrual cycle that can't be taken away from her, my creativity cannot be taken from me. It's like I can't stop it. My imagination is unfucking stoppable. It will go any fucking where. It will go to the depths of hell and the heights of heaven and everywhere in between. And I have a perspective on my own imagination that, like, I know that things can occur to me that are just completely rude, ludicrous. Yeah, I know, I know things that occur to me sometimes are completely ludicrous. It's just a matter of fact. Yes, I know. On the other hand, there are some things that are undeniable that, like, no one, not even God, can deny me the truth of the fact that, like, human beings, whether you're male, female, child, or old man or woman, you need fucking oxygen. It's just, your body needs oxygen. Without it, you're gonna die. I don't know. I mean, death death is like it's something that's going to happen to all of us. I mean, you whether you want to face it or not, we're all going to die. So do you really need oxygen? Do you want to die like within the next few hours, or do you want to keep getting oxygen? Same thing with water and food, shelter. I mean, shelter. You're starting to get into a more it's a broader spectrum, right? But when it comes right down to oxygen and water and like nutrients, I know that this physical body that I inhabit is only going to stay here for so long without oxygen. It's only going to stay here for so long without water. I know it's only going to stay here for so long without nutrients. And this is true for man and woman, for boy and girl, for little baby boy and little baby girl. So we can talk about the similarities between men and boys, and we can talk about the similarities between men and boys and women and little girls and baby boys and baby girls and so forth. There are certain universal truths that cannot be argued about. You can't have an opinion that is one way or the other. It's just scientific, physical, biological facts. And I think that's a good place to have a foundation. God or science has provided us with an extreme amount of oxygen and water. There's fucking oxygen and water every fucking where here. I don't care if you're an environmentalist or, you know, rooted in absolute truth. I mean, there are plants and weeds and shit growing everywhere, and they do not complain at all about not having enough oxygen, water. There's nothing really like totally blocking out the sunlight. You know, plants are like very, 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 I don't know, I guess the simplest term is unstoppable. Plants Plants just fucking, they get their fucking way, don't they? If you're a plant, you don't care about shit. You get your water, you get your sunlight, you produce oxygen. What do plants need? Do they need humans to go away? Not necessarily. Does a plant need a human? Some of them do. I've got plants here in my apartment that fucking need me. If I don't water them, they will die. If these plants I have here in my apartment, if I decide to put them outside, they, maybe put them in the dirt, give them a chance to live, they might make it. They're just plants. I think there's a higher importance we need to put on human beings, higher than plants and the earth. Just a personal perspective. My plants don't talk to me. My plants can't get up and clean my apartment for me, although I wish they could. I got a lot of shit going on, and cleaning my apartment is like kind of low on my priority list. It gets overlooked quite a bit. Holy shit, where did I go? I think I was headed towards something, and then I started talking about plants. Oh yeah, life is hard for boys and men. Plants got it easy. They can live and die without a thought. Sometimes I wonder how much further ahead children and women are above plants. I think it's up to them to show us. I don't think it's on me. I'm like, if you're a child or a woman out there in this world and I know so much about you and your nature, I'm not going to try to extract some kind of respect or meaning out of your life. If you're a child, if you're a boy or a girl, there are certain things I would like to expect from you, especially the boys. I would like to expect boys to grow up to demand authority and take it from the women. That's God's honest truth right there. I would really like that. I would like boys and men to grow up to like demand respect from women and children. But we're demonized for that aspect and that perspective. We're condemned by demons. They think they know what's up. But if you're a man, if you have a balls and penis, the likelihood, the chances are that you are also blessed with a certain amount of imagination and creativity and knowledge that children and women will never achieve. And this is balance. This is what's needed. This balance is needed because men and boys are not born with the ability to reproduce. We don't have fallopian tubes. We don't have ovaries. We don't have a uterus. We don't have the golden vagina. We have to work for our shit. And we own it. When I eat a steak and it comes out as shit, I'm responsible for that shit and what happens to that shit. Are children and women responsible for what happens to their shit? No, because they're not. They have no fucking idea what to do with their own shit. I think I talked about it earlier, like if there was like some county in Wisconsin where just all the adult men left and there was nothing left there but women and children, they wouldn't know what to fucking do with their shit. It would just fucking pile up every fucking where. They would get sick and diseased and all die. Grown ass adult men know how to handle shit. We fucking send it down the drain. It goes to a fucking sewer treatment plant where we start doing chemical shit and biological shit with the shit. We clean that shit up. Women and children don't do that. Give me a fucking break. Where's the respect? Grown ass men have the power, the knowledge, and the ability, and the skills, and the blessings to handle fucking shit. There is no future of humanity without grown ass adult men with balls and penises. I'm sorry. Fucking deal with it. If women are so good at multitasking, they should sit down and shut up. They don't come up with new ideas. Very, very few of them are creative. I admit there are some women out there that produce some of the most spectacular art I've ever seen. I've never seen a man with super fucking beautiful breasts and so forth. But just because you were born with something doesn't necessarily mean that you created it, that you were born with it. I accept my gifts as gifts. My blessings were blessings. A woman's blessings were her blessings. A woman's gifts were her gifts. She didn't make her breasts happen. She didn't make her butt happen. She didn't make her legs happen or her lips. They put on makeup, fake up. All right, so humanity dies, or at least regresses back to like tree cutting and shit without electricians. So Trav's a good electrician. He's fucking making shit happen. Thread is an electrician. He's making shit happen. We just keep on keeping on. Truckers out there, motherfucking truckers, moving shit around. You make shit happen. You want to watch the world stop? Watch electricians sit it out for 3 days. And simultaneously the truckers sit it out for 3 days. Earth stops. There's a huge awakening. Women and children are like, what the fuck? Where did all my shit go? Oh wait, I'm swimming in my own shit. Because the truckers and the electricians are like, fuck this shit. You sleep in your own shit. Women and children. I know, I'm an ass. Alright, so thanks for spending a little bit of time with an asshole who knows too much shit about shit. Spread the word. Life does not have to be hard for a man. It really doesn't. you're a boy and you become a man and there's still a little boy inside of you, you know, bring back up your dreams. Things that you used to fantasize about, things that you used to dream about. There's a chance still for that shit. You don't have to take care of women. You don't have to take care of these children. At this point we still have to pay taxes if we have a job, and that keeps things going and so forth. That's cool. I don't necessarily want to see the end of Western modern society. Uh, there's a lot of fascinating, interesting, just mind-blowing shit that's coming out of the world these days. I don't want to see myself going back to like trying to start fires and boil water and shit like that. But I mean, it might happen. I'm prepared. I'm prepared for what the fuck ever. I hope for the best. I prepare for the worst, and I hope you do the same thing. If you have to be a slave, accept it and minimize it. Try to gain back as much freedom in your life as you can, and without getting too crazy or too extreme or too passionate about your slavery. There's no reason to end your life. Just keep going. The math doesn't look good, but you are a factor. You are a factor in the math of your life, and you can change the odds. You really can. You may not absolutely factually be able to determine your own destiny, but you can definitely adjust the odds. It's entirely up to you. I think that's what men are born with that women don't have, is that we can change our odds. The odds are better that you can be happy and get what you want out of life if you make a concerted effort. And one of the main things that MGTOW is trying to tell you is that there's these like camouflage pitfalls out there, and there are men that have gone down this road before you, and we can show you where those pitfalls are, and they're camouflaged, and sometimes it's even difficult for us to show you exactly where they are, but MGTOW men can show other men where these pitfalls are likely to be on average, and so that improves your situation. Your circumstances can be improved by wise men that they're like, there's a really good possibility that there's this camouflaged pitfall over here with spikes in the bottom that you should avoid, and there's this whole other like hardly treading path over here. It doesn't even look like a path. There's fucking shit in the way. There's fucking weeds over here and briars over here, but you still have to go through all that. But still ain't as bad as following that trap that's set for you. There's a trap set for men out there. We know why it exists. We know why the trap is there. And we're here to show you the likelihood that the path over here is not nearly as painful and dangerous as this path over here. And we're not We're not going to just fucking dart off into space all at the same time and not keep telling you guys how to avoid some of the pain and shit that we went through. Gynocentric, fucking, how do you even say that? Gynocentrism, I don't know. Female preference. Female preference has been around for a really long time. And I don't know why that society prefers females. I mean, they're just fucking born with their shit. They're blessings that, not all of them, of course, not like all women can produce a child, but men can't. We just can't. Females are born with the ability to accept dozens of men's sperm simultaneously and produce a child. And they don't even have to think about it. They just need that one strong, independent, dominant sperm to get to the egg and get inside of there.